Hi there, I'm EJtheKiwi, a non-binary storyteller from New Zealand. Welcome to my channel, where I share enchanting fairy tales, crafts, and gaming fun. Today I'll be reading The Firebird, a classical Russian folktale. So grab a warm drink, make yourself comfortable, and let us journey together into this timeless tale. Far away from here, beyond 3 times 9 countries and a 3 times 10 kingdom, lived a Tsar called Vaslav. The Tsar had 3 sons. The first one was called Vasily, the second one Dmitri, and the third one Ivan. The Tsar's palace was surrounded by such a beautiful garden that no one in the world had ever seen one like it. In this garden grew all kinds of rare trees, trees with flowers and trees full of fruit. The Tsar's favorite tree was an apple tree which grew golden apples. At night, a marvelous bird always appeared in the garden. It was the Firebird with golden feathers and diamond eyes. It would perch on the favorite tree, pick at the apples, and fly away. Tsar Vislav was distressed to see his wonderful golden apples disappearing day after day. He called his sons and said, "My dear children, which one of you will catch the Firebird? The one who catches it will receive half of my kingdom now and inherit the other half after my death." The princes cried, "Dear father, it will be our pleasure to try and catch the Firebird." The first night, Prince Vasily went into the garden to watch for the bird. He sat down under the golden apple tree, but it wasn't long before he fell asleep. He did not hear the Firebird come, and it ate a great many apples while he slept. The next morning, Vislav called Prince Vasily, asking, "Well, my son, did you see the Firebird?" The prince answered, "No, my most royal father, it did not come last night." The following night Prince Dmitri went to watch for the bird. He made himself comfortable under the golden apple tree as his brother had done. He stayed up 1 hour, 2 hours, then he fell into a sleep so deep that he did not hear the bird arrive either. The next morning the Tsar called Prince Dmitri, asking, "Well, my son, did you see the Firebird?" "No, my most beloved royal father, it did not come," replied Dmitri. The third night Prince Ivan kept watch in the garden. He sat down under the apple tree and waited. 1 hour went by, then 2, then 3. Suddenly the whole garden began to glow. The Firebird had arrived. It perched on the apple tree and started to peck at the apples. Ivan approached it so quietly that he was able to grab the bird's tail. However, he could not match the marvelous bird. It slipped out of his hands and flew away. Only one single feather remained in his fingers. The next morning, as soon as the Tsar woke up, Prince Ivan went to his father and gave him the feather. It shone with such a fire that it could have lit up a dark hall as well as 1,000 candles. Vislav was satisfied that Ivan had taken at least a feather from the beautiful bird, and it was kept under guard in his palace. However, from then on, the bird never returned to the garden. One day the Tsar called his sons again and said, "My dear children, I give you my blessing. Set off to find the Firebird. The one who brings it back alive will receive half of my kingdom now and inherit the other half after my death." Princes Vasily and Dmitri had been jealous of their younger brother ever since he had seized the marvelous feather. They left together, refusing to take Ivan with them. He was all set to go by himself to search for the Firebird, but his father said to him, "My dear son, you are young and not used to long and difficult journeys. Why don't you stay with me? I feel I am getting old. What if I died while all 3 of you were away? Who would reign in my place?" Although the Tsar was very anxious to keep his youngest son at home, in the end he had to let him go. Ivan asked his father for his blessing, chose a horse, and set off on his quest. He rode for a long time, a very long time. At last, one day, he arrived at a huge grassland where there was a stone on which there was a strange message. It read, "The one who continues straight ahead will be hungry and cold. The one who turns right will stay sane and safe, but his horse will be killed. The one who turns left will be killed, but his horse will stay alive." Ivan turned right. "As long as I stay sane and safe, I can easily replace my horse," he thought. He rode for a whole day, and then the following day. On the third day he met a large grey wolf. The beast said, "You have made it as far as here, Prince Ivan. However, you read on the stone that your horse must die. This time has come." Having said this, the wolf killed and ate the horse. Then he disappeared. Ivan was very upset at the loss of his horse. He wept for a while, then continued his journey on foot. He walked the whole day, and then, overcome with fatigue, he sat down to rest. The wolf joined him again and said, "I feel sorry, Prince Ivan. I'm sorry I ate your good horse and you were forced to walk. Come, climb on my back, and I will take you where you wish." Ivan explained to the wolf the purpose of his journey. Then the wolf began to run, faster than any horse. After some time, in the dark night, he stopped in front of a huge stone wall. "Go on, Prince Ivan," the wolf said. "Climb up the wall. On the other side there is a garden where you will see the Firebird. Take the bird, but don't touch the cage, or misfortune will befall you." Ivan climbed the wall, delighted at the wolf's words. He took the Firebird out of its cage, but then said to himself, "Why should I take the bird without its cage? How am I supposed to carry it?" So he seized the cage, but at the same time a loud alarm echoed through the garden. Immediately the guards woke up, caught Ivan, and took him to the king, who was called Dolmat. He was furious and shouted, "Aren't you ashamed of coming here to steal from me? Who is your father, and what is your name?" The prince answered, "I am the son of Tsar Vislav, and my name is Ivan. Your Firebird used to come to our garden every night and snatch golden apples from my father's favourite tree, stripping and damaging it. The Tsar sent me to search for the bird. I have promised I would take it to him." "Tell me, young prince, do you think you have acted honestly?" said Dolmat. "If you had come and asked me, I would have given you the bird. Instead, you try to steal it from me. If I were to spread the word in all the kingdoms about your behaviour, what would they think of you? Now, listen, Ivan. If you carry out the task I set you, I will forgive you, and I will give you the Firebird to take to your father. You must go to a faraway kingdom. There you will find King Ephron, and take from him his horse with the golden mane. If you don't bring it back for me, I will tell everyone that you are a thief." Sadly, Prince Ivan left King Dolmat, promising to find and bring to him the horse with the golden mane. Ivan went and found his friend the Grey Wolf and told him what the king had said. "Ah, Prince Ivan," said the wolf, "why didn't you listen to me? If you had not touched the cage, none of this would have happened." "I have made a big mistake," admitted Ivan. "Well, what is done," said the wolf. "Climb on my back, and I will take you where you have to go." Ivan climbed onto the grey wolf's back, and it set off as fast as lightning. After a long journey, they arrived in King Ephron's far-off kingdom. The wolf stopped in front of the magnificent magnificent palace stables. "Listen to me, Ivan," he said. "Go inside. The guards are all asleep. Take the horse with the golden mane, but don't touch the golden reins that are hanging on the wall, or misfortune will surely befall you." Ivan slipped into the stable. He was just about to leave with the horse with the golden mane, when he saw the reins hanging on the wall. The temptation to take them was so strong that once again he disobeyed the wolf. He took down the reins, and immediately there was a deafening noise that woke up the guards. They seized Ivan and brought him to King Ephron, who was very angry, and asked, "What country are you from? Who is your father, and what is your name?" "I am the son of Savislav, and my name is Ivan," replied the miserable youth. "Young prince," said King Ephron, "does it suit a royal warrior to do what you have done? If you had come to ask me, I would have been honored to give you the horse with the golden mane. Instead, you steal from me. If I were to spread the word in all the kingdoms about your behavior, what would they think of you? Now listen, Prince Ivan. If you carry out the task I set you, I will forgive you and give you both the horse with the golden mane and the golden reins. You must go to a kingdom far away and search for Princess Helen the Beautiful. I have loved her for a long time, but I have not been able to win her heart. Bring her here, or I will lock you up as a thief." Ivan promised to King Ephron that he would bring in the princess. Then he left the palace to rejoin the grey wolf. "Ah, young prince," exclaimed the wolf, "why didn't you listen to me? Why did you take the golden reins?" "I have made another big mistake," said Ivan. "Well, what is done," said the wolf. "Climb on my back, and I will take you where you have to go." Ivan climbed on his back, and the wolf left at full speed. After a long journey they arrived in the beautiful Princess Helen's kingdom. The wolf set Ivan down in front of the golden gate of a magnificent garden. Then he said, "Wait for me in the grassland under the big oak tree." Ivan did as he was told, while the wolf remained in front of the golden gate. At sunset, Princess Helen the Beautiful, surrounded by her servants, went into the garden. When she passed by the grey wolf, he jumped over the gate, seized her, and ran back to Ivan. The wolf told him to jump quickly onto his back behind Helen the Beautiful, and they set off at once in the direction of King Ephron's palace. During the journey, Prince Ivan and Princess Helen fell in love with each other. When they arrived at the king's palace, Ivan burst into tears. "Why are you crying?" asked the wolf. "Why shouldn't I cry, Grey Wolf? My dear friend, I love Helen the Beautiful, and now I have to give her to King Ephron in exchange for the horse with the golden mane." "I have helped you through many difficulties, and I will help you again," said the wolf. "I will change into the princess. You will take me to the king and receive the horse with the golden mane. When I know you are far enough away, think of me so I can turn back into a wolf and rejoin you." Having said this, the wolf took the form of the beautiful princess. The king was beside himself with joy when Ivan brought the wolf disguised as Princess Helen the Beautiful. Immediately he handed over the horse with the golden mane to the prince. Then Ivan mounted this horse, took Helen the Beautiful up before him, and set off for King Dolmat's kingdom. Ivan and Helen talked to each other as they rode, forgetting all about the rest of the world. At last, Ivan thought, "Where is my good grey wolf?" Suddenly the wolf appeared before him and said, "Climb on my back, Prince Ivan, and leave the horse with the golden mane to the princess." The prince obeyed, and they continued their journey to King Dolmat's kingdom. They stopped when they were 3 miles from the city. "Listen, Grey Wolf, would you do me a favor one more time?" asked Ivan. "It will be the last one. Would you disguise yourself as the horse with the golden mane for King Dolmet? I would so much like to keep him." The grey wolf at once did as he was asked. Then Ivan left Helen the Beautiful in a meadow while he went to meet with the king. Dolmet was overcome with joy to see Ivan on the fine horse. He welcomed him gladly, then gave Ivan the Firebird in its golden cage. The young prince left the city to rejoin Helen the Beautiful. They both climbed onto the real horse with the golden mane and took the road to Tsar Vislav's kingdom. A little further on, Prince Ivan thought, "Where is my good grey wolf?" Once again the wolf caught up with them and invited Prince Ivan to climb on his back. When they arrived at the spot where the wolf had killed the prince's horse, the faithful beast stopped and looked at the young man. "I have been your loyal servant, Prince Ivan," he said. "It is here where I killed your horse, and it is here where I must leave you. Go now where you have to go. I will not serve you any longer." The grey wolf disappeared, and Ivan wept for a while because he was very sad to lose his dear friend. Then Ivan and Helen the Beautiful continued their journey. They were almost at Vislav's kingdom when they stopped for a rest. They tied the horse under a tree, laid down on the soft grass, and fell asleep. The cage containing the Firebird stood on the grass next to them. Now, while Ivan had been having his many adventures, Prince Dmitri and Prince Vasily had been wandering about English kingdoms without finding anything. Now they were returning empty-handed to their father. By chance the two cruel princes passed by the place where Ivan and Princess Helen were asleep. When they saw the marvellous horse and the magnificent Firebird, they were overcome with rage and jealousy. They attacked their brother, who woke up the beautiful princess, who was terrified. Through her sobs she cried, I am known as Helen the Beautiful. Prince Ivan brought me here. If you had been honourable warriors, you would have offered him a fair fight. But you have killed a man while he was sleeping. That is as despicable as striking someone who is unarmed." Then Prince Dmitri threatened the princess with his sword. "Listen, Helen the Beautiful," he said. "You are coming with us to our father, Tsar Vislav. You will tell him that we won you, together with the horse with the golden mane and the Firebird. If you don't tell him this, we will kill you." The two princes then drew straws to see which of them would marry the princess. Prince Vasily won. He lifted her onto his horse, while Prince Dmitri took the golden cage and set off on the horse with the golden mane. Prince Ivan, who had been left for dead by his wretched brothers, lay on the ground for 30 days. As luck would have it, the grey wolf came by, and when he recognized the young prince, he vowed to save his life. The wolf caught a crow and promised to never hurt it if it would fly to the sacred well, far away. The crow flew away and eventually came back after 3 days. He carried with him a flask filled with magic water. The grey wolf sprinkled Ivan with the water. At once the prince woke up and said, "Ah, I have slept for such a long time." "Without me you would have remained in eternal sleep," said the wolf. "Your brothers have taken Princess Helen the Beautiful, the horse with the golden mane, and the Firebird to your father. Now, hurry home because your brother Vasily is going to marry the beautiful princess today. Climb quickly on my back. I will take you there." Ivan climbed on the grey wolf's back, and they arrived soon at Vislav's palace. His brother Prince Vasily, who was almost about to marry Helen the Beautiful, stood beside her. When Ivan entered, the princes ran towards him, embraced him, and cried, "This is the man I am to marry." "It is Prince Ivan, not the scoundrel who is with me at this table." Then Tsar Vislav stood up and questioned the princess, who had told him the true story. Vislav was enraged and threw his 2 elder sons into a deep dungeon. Prince Ivan married Princess Helen the Beautiful that very day. They lived in perfect harmony and were never parted again. Such a beautiful story, requested by Misty.